Welcome back. We've looked at the theory behind the submission of jobs on the system. Now let's have a practical look at the job scripts for the PBS and Slurm systems. This is a sample PBS script. If you have ever worked with a bash file or bash script before, you will have noticed that every bash file starts with the bin bash line, ensuring that this file is executed as a bash script in the bash shell. The phrase #PBS is a directive to tell the scheduler more about the job requirements, namely the required resources, environment variables, and parameters. In this script, the job is given the name Hello World and is selected to run on the batch partition. This is done by placing it in the batch queue. In terms of resources, the job requires 2 nodes with 8 processors per node. This equals a total of 16 processing units. The job specifies its running time or wartime as 500 hours. The standard output and error files are combined to the standard out file, and the job output is specified to be written to the file jobname-jobid.log. The bash commands involve navigating to the working directory, loading the MPI library, and executing the program Hello World with 16 MPI ranks. Before you can submit this job script to the scheduler, you need to first make your job script file, jobscript.sh, executable using the chmod +x command. You can then submit the job to PBS using the qsub command and the script file name. Similarly to PBS, a Slurm script starts with the #bang bin batch to specify that this is a bash script. Unlike with PBS, #sbatch is the directive used to talk to the Slurm scheduler. Much like the PBS script, the job name, job queue, and output files are specified using the correct Slurm syntax. Unlike PBS, the wall time in Slurm can be set as a number of days and hours, or simply as a number of hours, where 500 hours is equivalent to 20 days and 20 hours. Resource requests in Slurm differ from PBS, where the total number of processing units must be requested with the -n or --n tasks flag. When requesting 16 tasks and 2 nodes, Slurm will distribute these tasks across the requested nodes, making this script equivalent to the PBS script. The remainder of the submission process is the same as PBS, except following making the script executable, the command sbatch is used to submit the job to the Slurm scheduler. There are obvious similarities between PBS and Slurm batch systems. The user must use the correct directives, environment variables, and commands so that the job requirements are understood by the system. Commonly used commands include those used to submit jobs, delete jobs, check the status of jobs, the queue, and even the system. The next 2 slides show a further comparison between the syntax for PBS and Slurm. Do not panic, you do not need to know all of these. They are including for interest and possibly for reference when you start writing your own job scripts in the future. We have now covered the basics of workload management systems. Hopefully, you now know what they are and why it is that we use them in HPC. That's the end of this chapter. Until next time, a fond farewell from me.